I've had my Xbox Series X since about July of 2023. So I have been using this controller for about 16 months, and about a little bit a year into me using this controller, this stick developed stick drift, and only up until about a few weeks ago, this stick has become completely unusable. And normally, stick drift is just annoying, but it is mainly dealable. But I'll show you what I mean by this thumbstick is completely unusable. Okay, so as you can see, we are in here in private match. There's the right stick going away, which isn't really too much of a factor. It's just a little bit annoying to deal with. But now the problem is when I push on this left stick, it takes me forever to move. That is in real time, unedited. As you can imagine, trying to play with a controller where moving the left stick forward has this result can be very annoying. Move! And I've tried all the solutions. I've turned on auto attack sprint, which does help a little bit. I've turned down my dead zones. This stick is just done. The fucking actual analog, oh my god. The actual analog is just cooked, right? Now, I really did want to complain about getting stick drift on my controller seemingly pretty early into owning my console. But the sad reality is 16 months without any major issues on your controller is actually a pretty good amount of time. I've known people, even I personally, have had controllers get stick drift within a week or even less of owning said controller. So that's where this bad boy comes into play. I've heard a lot of talk about the G7 SE controller with its Hall effect joysticks. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the camera to focus, to be honest. It was on sale for Black Friday, was in the market for a new controller, and I've heard great things about the G7 SE's thumbsticks. I heard it has mouse click triggers and back buttons, which wasn't really the reason I got this controller. It was literally just for the thumbsticks. And it was actually cheaper than a regular Xbox controller too. So harder to get stick drift and cheaper than a normal Xbox controller. I thought, why the hell not? And yeah, we're gonna unbox this bad boy and use it in today's video. Now, I am really not a big fan of how zoomed in my camera is. If you watch my other hand cam video, you've probably heard me say that. There it is. There's nothing in the box. There it is in this additional piece of cardboard. Comes with a really nice cord, but unfortunately, I mean, dude, ever since like the last year and a half, the influx of USB-C cords that have entered this household has been absolutely insane. Sticker, whatever the hell this is. Month of Game Pass Ultimate, which I will be using. Sorry, any commenters. Then boom. Already feeling it through the plastic really settles a lot of the concerns I had, because I've been using this shape of controller since 2015, so almost 10 years, and just grabbing it through the plastic, it feels not as different as I thought. Oh yeah, that doesn't feel bad at all, dude. I thought touching all these buttons would feel so bad, especially while holding it claw. It looks a lot bigger than maybe. Ooh, I just pressed the back button by accident. Ooh, that's crazy. It looks like wider than the default Xbox controller. Ooh, I can feel these sticks. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. It's so weird to get used to. They're like, you feel more resistance than just flicking this left and right. Like, you can feel the magnets, I think, is what I'm feeling. And yes, as you can tell, I got purple. It is a little bit more purple than I thought it would be, especially the back. I have no idea what these things do, I can't lie. Oh my god, so they disable the paddles. Oh my god. Oh, that's awesome. This is actually perfect, bro. Oh my god. And now, first off, there's one thing that needs to be done. Oh. I kind of don't want to, like, be aggressive with it, but you can just pull the faceplate off. It's just that easy. And first things first, we are going to have to take off the thumbstick and put on an older one. And the main reason we're going to have to do this is because actually the control freaks, the Xbox One control freaks, do not fit on the GameSir sticks. So we just swapped it out for one of my older Xbox controller thumbsticks here. And ignore the fact that I have glued this control freak. I should honestly have just gotten new ones. Boom! Now we have the controller exactly how I want it. Boom, we got our Amazon's basic cable in. Probably going to take a minute to turn on. There we go. And let's switch scenes in OBS. And boom, we're sprinting like normal again. What are you doing watching f***ing Catwalk, you absolute freak?
Yo, Kill. Moving up.
Task counter UAV above.
They're gonna rebuild this
That was
fucking plane, bro.
nice, and that wasn't split twice.
That's 5.
Yeah.
Save some pussy for the rest of us, my man.
49? That's crazy.
Good to see you.
Enemy RCXD detected.
Target drop. I don't do anything for free. 5 down. Got a sniper. Let's make moves.
Ready for use.
Oh, back-to-back collapse. Okay.
Oh,
Take
shit.
that, I guess.
You've fallen behind. Insertion active. Be locked down. We've taken control. BDS.
Oh, that was such a nice squad feed.
Yeah, I had it by like 4, I think.
You might just be a goat.
Am I tweaking? Can you jump through this?
That's the kid who won Sniper's Band in rank play, by the way.
Take out that hop.
It's peak though. I am doing a ending
Yo.
a
He
big
fucking
cap
IL.
fucking B.
That was daunting.
We
Every
will
chaos in the game is
times. You guys do not understand that, right? Instead of going for the fucking kills, go for the fucking objective.
Bravo.
You
locked.
get double
We're losing
XP
Charlie.
if you go for the fucking objective. Fucking narcs.
He's 8 and 9, yelling his head off, bro. Get better at the game.
Locking down Charlie.
Oh.
I hate all of you. I hate all of you. You guys don't know the idea of an objective game.
All you care about is getting kills. Meanwhile, he is literally 11 and 23. Like,
Pulse in your AO.
oh my god. Yo, what's going on, everyone? Big Z here. And I actually recorded this part of the video about a month or so ago. But since then, the holidays have happened. I prioritized some other videos ahead of this one, and they actually had double XP for like 2 weeks, so I decided I was going to do a big chunk of the camo grinding during that time. And as a result of that, this video actually got put on the back burner for quite a while. But I have been using the GameSir G7 SE controller for about 2-ish months now, and I didn't mention it during the initial unboxing of this controller, but you can apparently overclock this, and it's one of the few Xbox controllers you can overclock. 3 main settings you can get: the default, the highest response time you can get, and then like a middle ground. I couldn't get the high one to happen on my computer or my sister's computer, which runs Windows 11, which is what I was told I needed to use to get the fastest pulling rate. And I gotta be honest, even on the middle ground, I really don't notice it on console, even though it is allegedly supposed to transfer over. And I just, in general, just don't know enough about the overclocking of controllers to really talk too much on it. But I will link a Gamer's Raven video down in the description below that I personally watched that helped me understand a little bit more about it, and I think how to overclock this. I don't remember if that's in the same video or not, but a few issues I have with the controller, they're not real big issues, so I'm just going to mention them now. The home button, the Xbox home button, not really a big fan of how that looks or feels, but frankly, to be honest, you're not going to be using it a whole lot anyway for it to even matter, especially if you're using this controller on PC, which you will then be using the home button even less. But about 2 weeks ago, I was noticing that it felt like the faceplate was shifting. I think that's because of the magnets, and honestly, I don't even think that's necessarily a bad thing either, because it literally is just a reinforcement in my head while I'm playing to just ease up on the fucking controller, and I just haven't had the issue since. I just literally just as simple as stop holding the controller as hard as I was, and now I don't really have that issue. So yeah, those are my few gripes out of the way. I have had this controller officially for a little bit more than 2 months now. Still no sign of stick drift. We love to see that. The whole marketing of the controller, awesome. And I still have yet to try out the paddles. Since day one I've gotten the controller, these paddles have just been locked. Haven't even bothered with it, bro. 15 years of muscle memory, bro. Like, it's just not really, don't want to try and get into it. But yeah, ultimately, after using the GameSir G7 SE controller for about 2-ish months now, no real issues with it. I'm still loving it just as much as a regular Xbox controller I would have gotten, but a default Xbox controller would be easier to get stick drift on, and it is more expensive than this. I got this during Black Friday when it was on sale for about $35 before tax, but even with the default price now, I think it is just like still like $45. This is still cheaper than a regular Xbox controller, and I don't really feel like there's a whole like different feeling other than like the two controllers feel a little bit different, but they ultimately function the same to me. And this one's just supposed to be harder to get stick drift on. So like, it ultimately is viewed to me as like a complete win. Cheaper, harder to get stick drift, back paddles, hair triggers. Oh, and you can overclock it apparently, but as I mentioned before, I didn't really notice it. But yeah, that has been my little unboxing review of the GameSir G7 SE controller. As of the time of recording this, even like 3 other people in my group have gotten this controller just because of how highly it's talked about, and I personally do believe that the high talks around this controller are certainly justified. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Do any of you out there have a G7 SE controller? Do you think you'll be ever interested in purchasing one? Let me know. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.